Are you ready to be great? Stop letting self-doubt, insecurity, and fear prevent you from building your business. This morning, wake up to success. Here's John Preston.
Good morning. Thanks for joining us here on Wake Up to Success. Today, we're going to have part 2 of our series on mindset and how important it is for you to know what kind of mindset you have and how you can change it into a mindset that will help you grow your business, grow your personal life, grow towards those things in life you want to achieve. Now, in part 1, we talked about how mindset works. And mindset is based on a book by Carol Dweck. If you haven't read it, I would encourage you. It's simply called Mindset. And it breaks everyone down into 2 ways of thinking, a fixed mindset and a growth mindset. And a fixed mindset is someone who basically thinks they have limits placed on their life because of their circumstances, their skill sets, their talents, their abilities. They think there's only so much they can accomplish because they just weren't given the gifts that someone else was. A growth mindset recognizes just the opposite. That while talent and gifts and circumstances may make it a little easier for some people to achieve success, it does not limit the growth and ability of every other person. We all have the capacity because in essence, hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work real hard. And most talented people don't work real hard. And so whatever your limitations, you have the ability to accomplish. Now, the first thing you need to do is to recognize where you fall in those categories. So what we want to do is we want to really take a moment and decide where you are. And we're going to do this over several episodes because there's some aspects of your life that you might have a fixed mindset with, and there's some that you don't have a growth mindset with. So we want to really do some self-evaluation and figure out exactly where you are. Do you have a growth mindset and a fixed mindset? Because if you don't recognize where you are, you can't make changes. So today we're going to look at how you view struggle, mistakes, and failures. Because that is both a symptom of having a fixed mindset versus a growth mindset, but it's also a severe limitation that is placed upon people with a fixed mindset. So the first thing I want to ask you is, do you avoid challenges or do you embrace challenges? Do you avoid challenges or do you embrace challenges? Because what happens is a fixed mindseted person avoids challenges because they're scared to death they'll fail. They take easy classes in school because they're afraid they'll get a bad grade. They don't take that offer at work because they're afraid they'll screw it up. They don't take the lead on a project because they don't want to be on the hook if it goes bad. Growth mindset people look at the other. They look for those opportunities which are going to challenge their skill sets and which are going to force them to grow. Hence the word growth mindset. So think about that. Do you avoid challenges or do you run to challenges? When you see an opportunity to do something great, do you jump to the forefront and say, by gosh, I've got this? And that's a key difference. The second thing is very closely related. Do you avoid mistakes or do you see mistakes as learning opportunities? The first thing you need to understand, if you are ever going to achieve the level of success that you want, if you're going to move yourself towards your goals and your dreams, you are going to make mistakes along the way. When you're at that moment and you've got a decision to make and you're not sure which one is right, do you avoid making decisions just so you're not wrong? Well, guess what? Part of the time you're going to be right. And if you avoid the mistake, you also avoid the opportunity for success. And that is the difference between a fixed and a growth mindset. And then the third element today I want to talk about is very closely related to that on a much larger scale. How do you view failure? Do you see failures as a sign of weakness? Do you see when you know somebody tried something and it didn't work, do you inwardly laugh or do you applaud that person for trying in the first place? And how you view that is very important, because if you laugh at them for their mistake inwardly, guess what? That means you yourself will never put yourself in that position to fail. And one of the things, there's a famous quote from Michael Jordan that talks about all the shots he's taken and all the shots he's missed. And people don't realize that, yes, he won a lot of ball games with last second shots. But you know what he also did? A very high percentage of those times, he missed the shot. He missed it. But you know what? He still wanted the ball in his hand at the end of the game, because the chance to win offset his fear of failing. And we all encounter those situations every day. Most of the people listening to this podcast, probably at some point or another, maybe once a day, has said, I'd really like to achieve this. I really would like to do this, but I might fail, so I better not. If you find yourself doing that on a regular basis, if you can think back over your life at tons of great ideas you had that never happened, you probably have a fixed mindset. The flip side of that is someone with a growth mindset says, okay, by God, I might fail. But guess what? At some point, I'm going to succeed. I can't fail all the time. And even if they do fail all the time, they don't lose hope that someday they will succeed. And it's very easy to see why those people succeed. If you look across the board at the highest level of achievers in the world, whether it be professional, whether it be in athletics, whether it be in personal life, whatever it is, they are people who have failed and failed and failed and failed and failed and learned from each failure to get to where they want to be. So when you think of these things, do you accept challenges? Do you avoid mistakes or pursue or take a chance? And do you risk failure? You can easily see where you fall in the mindset category. And if you are in a fixed mindset, it is very easy to see how success will always be out of your range. So as we move forward, we're going to think about ways to change that. But the first thing, like I said, you have to know where you stand. So reflect on your past. Reflect on decisions you've made, whether to pursue success or hide from it. Whether you were so afraid of failure, so afraid of mistakes that you simply didn't try. And if you're in that fixed category, we're going to help address that and offer you some skills that will help you become a person with a growth mindset. And then you've got a chance.